Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today is my third Combaticons review, and it's not a repaint of a figure that I already reviewed. It's actually the Transformers Combiner Wars Deluxe Class Brawl, and here he is in his tank mode, which is based on the original Generation 1 toy, which was then, what was that toy based on? That toy was based on the Leopard A1, the Leopard 1A3 German battle tank. So yeah, this is, and after looking at some pictures, this does resemble that tank a little bit. Not by much, just a little bit. This does look like a German tank. And that's pretty much it. He does have some wheels, and he rolls okay. And that's pretty much it. This thing is basically a brick. It doesn't really do much. The turret can go up and down. Does not rotate, which is a shame on any tank. But it does have one little interesting feature. There's this little piece here. Plus, this goes up, but that's only for transformation. There's this little piece here, which you can rotate up like that. And then you take the combiner hand-foot piece, which is this, and you can actually plug this on top, and then this will go into that to fill out that empty space, and there you go. And that actually doesn't look that bad. It doesn't move much, but there you go. This might be, I think, the best use of the combiner hand-foot. How would I say, the combiner appendage? Yeah, the combiner hand-foot. This is the best use of it I've seen on a figure, because this at least hides it fairly well, and it doesn't look half bad. It looks like I got an extra set of guns on top. You can also, if you lower this back down, plug it in like this. And doing that will give you an actual rotating barrel, rotating cannons, but it looks more like the actual limb. The other way actually hides it a lot better, and I'm impressed by that. They finally found a figure. So there you go. That's probably the biggest highlight of this figure is that it has probably the best way of hiding this thing in its vehicle mode, and I guess extends it to the robot mode as well. So yeah, let's get on to a transformation, because the tank is honestly my favorite part about this figure, is that the tank actually looks pretty good. Let's get on with the transformation. So first, lift this up for clearance. Then you separate this. Take it forward for clearance. You sort of accordion this and then have to slide this into those grooves. Go. And rotate this. And then you have to it's weird. It's supposed to like collapse onto here. It's basically like this. And that gets to the first problem that this figure has. Bring this back down, and then you'll hear you feel like a soft click. Fold out the hands. Not arms, the hands. Then come in here, pull out the head, and that's it. This is Brawl. In his robot mode, which it looks okay. It's like from a distance, he actually doesn't look that bad. But when you look up close, yeah, he has no belly. This is just a weird design that they gave this character, where this is entirely empty. He has a massive chest, but a waist, but no belly, which is weird. The arms aren't that great, since they limit his movement a bit, and like these are the elbows. That's it. He doesn't have actual arms. He has hands. He has the shoulders and hands. The elbows would be where the wrist would be. It's really weird. Brawl has a very weird design. The transformation was pretty simple, and I actually kind of liked it, but this is a very weird design. Let's take this, plug it into there. which does nothing. You just plug it in and he has a backpack. So does nothing. If you plug it in there, you can kind of get the twin barrel look from behind his head. That's similar to more modern versions of Brawl. So nothing too spectacular. The vehicle mode did a better job utilizing this thing. So for, I guess, articulation, you have not really ball joint. I thought this was on a ball joint, but it's not. It's like, it's got like dumbbell. It's got some hinges in there. Like one for this, and then it rotates there. The hand, arms, elbows are on ball joints. The head can just swivel. Waist swivels. Not ball joints, but oh no, they are ball joints. You have ball joints here, rotation there, and a pretty good knee. Can also do a really nice kick. And yeah, it's an okay figure. He does come with a weapon. You can actually take the main gun, the main tank barrel gun, and plug it into either. He can either have it hold it like a gun, or what I like to do, I plug it into his hands like this. And I like the look of that. Plus, they actually molded in some like hidden, I guess, guns. He's got like hidden guns on his chest, which is pretty cool. And you know how I feel about chest cannons. I just love them. Love chest cannons. So take this off. Plug it back in here. And that's pretty much it. Overall, it's okay. Oh, and he actually has heels. Granted, that's more for the transformation, but he does have a heel pivot, which is pretty interesting. The head sculpt is actually really nice. It looks very much like G1 Brawl. And overall, it looks like an updated version of the Generation 1 Brawl. But this waist thing here is really annoying, and it has a tendency of like disconnecting. So it's not the best in the world. So yeah, it's okay. I consider this figure okay. Not too great, not too bad. The tank is probably my favorite mode, but it doesn't do anything. It's essentially a brick. Then yeah, this mode, which has the articulation, it's there, but the arms are very weirdly designed, and the waist is also a weird design since he doesn't have a belly. It sort of feels like it should keep going. It sort of feels like it should be something like this, but it's not. It goes halfway and then stops, and that's what it's supposed to be like. It's just weird. So that's it for the robot mode. Let me go into his combined mode. First, show off the arm mode. Which, how was this? Was the arm mode? You have to come in here. There you go. Pull that out. Have that out. I like having the arms kind of up like this. Kind of, there we go. That get him as a left arm. And as you can kind of see, it's a bit of a pain to get him into his hand mode, into his arm mode. And there you go. This is him in his arm mode, and it's kind of weak. It's a bit short and stubby to be an arm, so I pretty much have Brawl as a leg. Since it's not the best arm. Like in theory, it looks okay, but he's actually a lot better in his foot mode, in his leg mode. So put this as a foot. Let's put him into his leg mode. which is a lot better. Just pretty much for leg mode, like always, just put him into his yeah, rotate this. You gotta put him into his tank mode. That doesn't want to transform. There we go. Alright, almost got it. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this guy. And there we go. Lift that up. And then we have him in his combiner leg mode. And when I say it, I actually prefer him in his leg mode. It's a lot more solid and actually it looks a little bit better. The R mode in theory didn't look bad, but it was kind of it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great of an R mode. It looked okay, but it wasn't that great. So I'm just gonna keep him in his leg mode here. So yeah, overall, Brawl is okay. That's the best I could say. He's okay. I think he has too many flaws to be great. Like the design of his waist is really weird, which I've heard was fixed in his later repaints, but it is like later remolds, repaints, redecos, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, he's just okay. The best part about him is his the best modes would be his tank mode and leg mode, because there's just nothing too spectacular about it. The robot mode in theory was not bad. It had the articulation, but the arms are a weird design and the waist is a very weird design that doesn't really work. And that's it. And he doesn't work as an arm mode because of that weird waist. So he works a lot better as a leg, and that's why I'm going to have him be as a left leg, I believe. So yeah, overall, Brawl it's okay. I really wanted to like him. I really wanted to say he was a lot better than he was, but he is okay. Nothing really much else to say. Okay, now some facts. Brawl was, like I did mention, that he was repainted and retooled. He was 4 times, funny enough. Even though this guy came around towards the end of Combiner Wars, they managed to squeeze out 4 retools. 4 repaints, which pretty extensive retools of them from what I could see. Because they weren't actually like complete tanks. There was a ram horn, nose cone, a drill horn, and iron bison. And all of them, but the weird thing is that Brawl was the only, I think, version of this mold that was released by himself. The other retools were all part of Combiners gift sets. Like they were part of teams that were exclusive to sets. Like Ramhorn was part of the Predicus Combiner sets. Nosecone was part of the Computron Combiner sets, and both Drillhorn and Iron Bison were part of the Leo Kaiser set. I think they served as legs, supposed to be served as legs on that combiner. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I felt this video was a bit longer than it needed to be, because pretty much this guy didn't want to transform. Like, I had some issues transforming him, but some annoyances. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really say. He's okay. He does, however, work really nice as a foot. I think he's a very nice leg. But yeah, so this has been my review, and for some reason, none of them want to stand. There we go. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Combiner Wars Deluxe Class Brawl. This has been my 3rd Combaticons review. And this is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.